Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world-changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, to create massive awakened impact for millions of souls around the planet, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman. And welcome. So glad to be with you here. It's another Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. I'm really looking forward to sharing with you today one of my favorite all-time movies, The Matrix, just because of, the metaphysical meanings that we can extract from it, the deeper understanding of truth and our true power, and how that applies to these times and rocking your sacred purpose, being that spiritual rock star. So I'm going to be diving into that. You love The Matrix movie. You're going to love the things I have shared today and how you can implement them also on a practical, titanically powerful level in your business and life. So looking forward to getting into it in just a moment. Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free Meditate, Make Money meditation today. Okay, so, oh my God, this idea came to me today. I've seen other YouTubers talk about the Matrix and stuff, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. I love the Matrix movie. I even had a training for one of my groups where what we did is a big part of the event was to spend time watching the Matrix movie and reflecting on what was being shared within the movie and how they could learn from that and apply it to their businesses and to empower themselves more. So I want to go ahead and share this awesomeness with you. Like I did with them, we literally would stop the movie. I'm talking a lot about the first movie. It was a series of movies. And if you haven't seen the movie, I would recommend that you consider seeing the movie now, finally. Go ahead and see the movie. If you don't like, violence and all the shooting, you know, it's just maybe just fast forward through some of those scenes, but the big things that happen have to do with a lot of things that are presenced and witnessed through what they're saying in the movie, what they're trying to translate to us. So I'm looking forward to diving in with you on that. Yeah. So we got this story that I don't feel like I'll wreck for you because I already told you don't listen unless you've seen the movie. Now I'm telling you that now. Is we've got the character. I could do really deep analysis, so I won't go that far. We have a very long podcast otherwise. And by the way, if you're loving this video as we go along, you want to comment on what I'm sharing as we go along, share in the comments below. Also like this, a podcast, and always feel free, of course, to definitely subscribe and keep the love coming here. And it is true, I hear a lot of people share this with you, and it's true. It does help a lot when you do go ahead and subscribe. So, and share with your friends too. Yay. Okay, so let's talk about this movie. So we got Neo as the main character, and what are some of the things where we learn right away? He's got this sort of very predictable, boring sort of life on one level. Another level, he's doing like these things that he's not supposed to be doing that I never fully understood from the first movie. But he's basically able to do all this computer programming and whatnot, right? And so right away he's given a sign in the movie like, you need to start following your guidance. There's something for you to pay attention to. There's something speaking to. And so it says, like the computer screen, about follow the white rabbit, or what have you. And he didn't have any idea what it meant, right? But it came to him, and he had something that spoke to him. And that happens in our lives all the time, right? So I'm going to take these different pieces in the movie, and we're going to talk about how to apply these lessons to your life, because kind of within these movies is kind of all the spiritual lessons, a lot of the spiritual lessons that you really need. There's always more to learn, but a lot of what you need is right there in the movie. So okay, are you paying attention to the signs, or you're just going to brush it off like this is some weird thing that happened on my computer? But no, somebody immediately knocks at the door, and they say, "Hey, why don't you come with us?" At first, he's like, "Wait a minute, I'm just doing this deal with you. I'm handing this thing I put together for you, and this is an arrangement we made." And then the woman there, the young lady there, has the white bunny or rabbit on her arm, and because he saw that and he was told to follow that, then he does. So he follows that, and then he meets another character, Trinity, right? So Trinity is this, you know, legend for what she had been able to do in terms of cracking into certain systems and whatnot. And I don't want to mess it up in terms of the details. If I say it wrong, I probably even know the details on that. She understands through another character, Morpheus, who this guy is, all right, and that he's important and all this stuff. So anyway, she comes to him and she's able to say some things that compel him, right? These are answers. She says something effective. The answers that you've been looking for all your life, right? It's the questions that drive you crazy, right? Like this constant longing, this constant sense of longing she's talking about. Like there's something more, basically is what she's pointing to. So this feeling that we get, that we're going through our life, like there's gotta be more. This can't be it. Like this 3D life I live, this can't be everything. I mean, there's got to be something far beyond that. So many of us have had experiences of something far greater by now. But in this movie, Neo is just starting to really wake up to all this stuff. And so, she basically is starting to set up that meeting and connection with Morpheus as part of that team and everything. But like she comes and she's that divine muse of saying, "Hey, yeah, you've been looking for more, looking for something else, right?" And he's already aware that of something about the matrix, right? It already is introduced into the movie. So anyway, so without getting into every detail, every scene in the movie, we're not going to do that. He's following his guidance. This all seems weird. Think about it. He's been having these thoughts. He thinks he's crazy. And all of a sudden now, because he's following his guidance and his intuition, things are showing up to him, or things are coming to him. He didn't make this happen. He didn't bring Trinity to him directly. He didn't do anything direct to create it. He just was following his path, his signs, right? A lot of times on our path in this world is a spiritual rock star, someone that I would consider as a light leader or guardian of the consciousness, all these different terms I use. You're being guided down different pathways, and it's a good reminder for all of us to remember, like sometimes you're asked to do things that you have no clue, like how's that even possible, much less how's that going to help me with my life or my business, but I just feel like I'm supposed to take this step, whatever the step is. And then you do it, and it somehow leads to something that's exactly what you've been looking for. Like, but a lot of times we're not listening. A lot of times we don't take that step. We don't listen. We don't follow through. What I found with some of the people I've been getting, I keep, all these different people I've met through the years and what I've had on the show as well, is you want more magic, then you listen more and you take more action on the magical guidance that you get. We get a lot of magical guidance. And I think a lot of times we just, oh my God, that's so impractical, no way. But a lot of times there's things that we're getting to do and then we don't do them. So are you listening? Are you going to do things that seem silly or crazy or just not like what you would normally do? Are you doing those, or do you just keep doing the same old thing? And then you just live that life that Neo had before he started doing new things, which is the same old life, right? So now he's opening up to something more. Now, leads to situations where now as he's waking up, like the forces within the matrix, the agents or whatever, they come in and are like, Oh, Mr. Anderson, oh, we've been watching you for a while, and we've prepared to make you a deal, and Mr. Anderson, and all this stuff, and trying to get at him, right? Like, oh, you're awakening. We're trying to keep you down. Now, how many times has that happened to you? You're trying to wake up. You're trying to progress with your life, and then something comes in. Could be a naysayer, or it could be some force within the matrix to try to keep you in the matrix. Says, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't break free from the matrix. You can't. That's not right. Like." Those people come into our lives. This movie, it shows up as Agent Smith, I think, is playing this role and part, and Neo's defiant, right? He's like, "Hey, screw you! I know I get my rights and all this stuff," and then they get rough with him and put something in him, and like it's all wild, right? Like they make his mouth disappear or whatever and everything. Like it's like whoa! Like all of a sudden, like it's like almost black magic being done on him, like oh my God, how is that possible? Like, how could these things be being done to me? And so that a lot of us don't want to experience the phase of awakening is where we experience temporal things that might seem very end of the world. Sometimes it's for some people like Kundalini awakening. Sometimes it's just life crises or things changing so dramatically that brings up a lot of grief, sadness, or anger or frustration. And maybe you don't feel like you can handle it at times. And so, this is what, this is a reflection of us in a movie. Like this is what happens. And usually that's where we're like, fine, okay, whatever you want, like, what do you want me to do? And we just kind of go along with whatever the matrix wants us to do, right? We don't ascend in consciousness. We don't bother to open those doors and go to those next levels because something inside you is telling you it's not safe, right? And then you have things may come up in your life that may look like, oh my God, this isn't what I want. Oh my God, being threatened within the 3D realm of my life. But when we stay, now first Neo's freaking out, right? He's got that going on. They put something in him and whatnot and tracking him and stuff. And then he goes back to work the next day, tries to brush it off. He probably feels like, okay, I don't know if that even happened. Now he's in his cubicle back at work. He tries to go back to his usual life, but all these things have happened, and it's really like goes to sleep, right? So he's like tries to just forget about. Okay, no, try to get around this, and then he gets to work and he's in trouble. They're coming to look for him at work. Well, actually, that happened first. Okay, so I'm forgetting. So actually, no, they came for him first at work. I'm sorry, I got the order of the movie mixed up. But bottom line is they came after him, and he keeps being asked to take leaps of faith, right? So hey, go outside the. Remember, he gets the call from Morpheus. Hey, like, and it's like, who is this? Like, it's just like crazy stuff's happening. You don't know what to trust. So in my life, people have come into my life that I wouldn't expected to come into my life, like music producers or people are connected at the UN or these type of people. And I don't always know what the purpose of why all different kind of characters may come into our lives, right? But there's something to it. It's something that's part of your path, and you start just kind of going with what you're getting. Like, hey, you want to speak at the UN? This one person had asked me, and I'm like, well, or go interview people at the UN. I'm sorry. I'm like, well, maybe, yeah, let's talk. Well, nothing happened with that, but like these opportunities when we start taking actions on things that come to us that take new opportunities. We go on new trips. We go next meeting new people, or we go to certain meetings even online. We start meeting new people, or we're in a clubhouse and all of a sudden we're in a room and oh my God, I can't believe who you're meeting there, right? So it's just so many different ways in this world, especially like where we can get connected with people that can lead us to where we want to go. And that's sort of what's happening with Neo in the movie. It's like, hey, these people are here for me. Almost like the guardian angels, like your light team, like almost like trying to guide you back home. This whole awakening process is ignited, and you have to have trust. It's the foundational thing I always talk about. You have to have trust. Now, what you think you cannot trust because it feels threatening or scary is often the exact thing you do need to trust. Because the next, fast forwarding again, like I said, I can't go through every single scene, take too long. But at some point, then, as he's beginning to awaken to the real realities, he's being informed. He has ultimately he gets that meeting, with Morpheus, for example. Hey, you've been in a prison of the mind, and here you are, in this matrix, and it's explaining everything. He says, "This, oh my God, I can't. No, it can't be true. How could it be true that my reality isn't my reality, and that all these things have happened, and that you're saying I'm just a battery? I mean, to AI and everything, and to the mate this, and then they created this matrix for us. I can't believe that. Can't be true." So he wants to deny it, and then Morpheus is kind of compassionate about it and nice about that. Like, yeah, of course, I understand. He gives them what I always mess this up, but I do remember. I seem to remember what the red and the blue pill, right? So hey, take the blue pill, you're gonna forget all about everything you learned. So we given those. It's a choice. I think one of the things we're given in the movie is that awakening and going to our next level spiritually, and then how we can experience that even here in the physical dimension of the sense of going to our next level, but going spiritually to our next level for most of us, there is a choice. If not everybody, I think sometimes we've made the choice. We didn't realize we made the choice sometimes, but often we have to make the choice. It doesn't always just happen spontaneously without a sense of a choice. So usually you have to choose. Hey, you can choose to go further, take the red pill, take the blue pill, and go back to sleep and be like, you forget all about this, like it didn't even happen, right? Of course, Neo being the gamer type of person he is, someone's game to take the risk and explore, takes that red pill, and then that's just where it gets disconnected from the matrix and everything, and it's a whole process. It's huge. It's like it totally takes him out, right? He's like trying to come to, and they're doing all this work on him to get him back in his real body and all this stuff. And if you look at your true body being your light body, like it's kind of like that, like oh my God, my real body is actually something far far vaster and deeper than my physical body. That's just it's just an illusory thing. Like it was real as it needed to be, but sort of in one level an illusion. And so okay, now he's coming into his full self, more of his full self, but he's still disoriented, right? Remember, he's disoriented. He still doesn't get it. He doesn't understand who he is and how to operate. And so a number of things happen in the movie, but that's part of the process. And that's what happens for us, especially on the entrepreneurial path. It's like, hey, you want to keep going forward with your spiritual work and making the big impact you want and growing your business, making that big impact, whatever that means for you guys. Hey, you could take the red pill. All right. Okay, we have no idea what that's going to do, how this might change my whole life in a way that might be really good, it might be really bad. So it's what the mind thinks. So trusting that, trusting to take the steps feel called to you without hesitation, increasingly is what's needed. When you're put in fearful situations, like it's put in a fearful situation, like, hey, we've got you, we could lock you up and everything. That's what the agent Smith was talking about first, right? I'm not going to put up with this. You can't scare me. I won't do it. Most people will, you know, won't be as bold as he was in the way he was bold in that scene. So, or hey, take this crazy pill. I'll take you all the way down the rabbit hole. Oh my God, what are you talking about? Oh my God, that sounds crazy. Just I'm walking out here. I'm not taking any of the pills, right? So that's what a lot of us do. We don't even take any of the pills, much less. But often we'll take the forgetting pill as well. So So yeah, either one of those two choices usually. And then what happens? You stay in that place where of illusion. You're living in an illusion. Illusion is that there are these players within the matrix that have control over you. They can mandate things on you. You're not safe unless you do as they say. Okay, whatever the authorities are, okay, in the matrix, there's authorities in the matrix that say we control this matrix and you'll do as we say or else. And we're operating out of that a lot. Let me just put it that way, a lot. We respond to that, and we act out of that. Even when we say, I'm not going to listen to them, but you're doing things that they're asking you to do, most of you. And if you're not doing it, you're buying it. You're a bit fearful about it, at least. You feel a sense of grip or control on you. And it's time to come out of those grips. It's time to take that red pill. It's funny, like when that movie came out, people came out with the Down the Rabbit Hole or whatever movie, and these different movies. I forget all the names of them, but yeah, people talk about, you're gonna take, hey, ready to take the red pill, and it was just kind of a really interesting thing to do back then. Now it's like it's the intensity has risen, the stakes have risen. It's like, are you going to take the freaking red pill or what? Like, so within a sense of the intensity of this dimension of this life, it seems more, it's getting to seem more dramatic, more of a bigger deal for most of us anyway. So with that sense, then you can go one of two ways. You can continue to take the blue pill. They're literally, we're being asked to take pills, right? Like, hey, just keep taking these pills. Just do this. Just do that. If you just do this, then you're going to get the life you want. Just listen to us, those that are in charge and know the facts. We know the science. We know what's right for you. Listen to us. It's so simple. Just, I mean, you've always trusted us in the past. Haven't we taken good care of you? Haven't you had a good life? You have a way better life than so many other people, and life's so much better than it ever was before, isn't it? It's such a beautiful world. Oh, and we've done this for you, and we want to keep making it better for you. Just take the pill. Just take this blue pill. Just take the pills we want. Then you got someone say, take this one pill and we're going to be done taking pills. Basically, we don't need pills. So as it relates to this movie, so you take the red pill and it's like, that's it. Okay, wow, I have no idea. I might die. I might, I have no clue what this is going to lead me into. But you have this wise soul in Morpheus, this wise being, this person that on not only a 3D level, but you've known for the longest time somehow at an intuitive level. You've known at a soul level, and that's where Neo is and that connection with him. And so he's willing to take that chance because Morpheus is transmitting something to him to take these steps, right? That somehow intuitively he understands that this is this is his destiny. So he does it. And so, but he had a choice. He could have taken the blue pill. If he had taken the blue pill, then what happens? Okay, that's another reality. That's another simulation. People could say maybe it doesn't matter which pill you take. Eventually, all roads lead home. There's truth to that. But how much longer do you want to stay, in these loops, these endless loops, right? So you've got to choose. And the faster you choose, the less suffering you need to incur, right? You don't need to keep going through the suffering. So you take the red pill. All right. So you take the red pill in your life. What does that mean? That means when someone says, hey, I'm going to wake you up from this dream. I'm going to show you what this world is really all about, what's real, then you take it. You take it. when you know that that's the person you're meant to do it with, or this opportunity is going to take you down that road, right? Or whatever the choice may be. You take it. You just say, "That's it. I'm doing it." So take the red pill is what we're talking about here. If you keep asking questions, your mind keeps going in loops. Well, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Okay. That's what keeps us stuck. That's what keeps us stuck. You don't need any rationales. You don't need any reasons other than you sense this is the path to take. So I'm dwelling on this part because if you don't take the red pill, you don't make the choice to make the leap to fully awaken, to bring your full awakened self to the world, to awaken the world. It's not going to happen until you choose it. Like I said, anything's possible. Maybe for a couple of us who are just spontaneous, have this experience of spontaneous awakening. But I'm telling you, spontaneous awakening somehow was chosen at an earlier moment. And just trust me on that one. So it's chosen somehow. Somehow it was chosen. Okay, I'll take. So you're thinking, what the hell is the red pill? What am I going to learn? What am I going to open to? I already took the red pill. I did it already. Okay, but did you start taking the blue pill then afterwards? Are you taking a concoction? Or are you just saying I'm taking the red pill and that's it? I'm making this decision to fully awaken, bring full awakening to the world. Therefore, really to really just the expansion of consciousness on the planet, and therefore the expansion of consciousness that is the isness that I am one with, and it's happening. It's happening, and to free ourselves from the matrix that we've created, this prison. Now, prison can seem very comfortable, right? So we've got beautiful things that are great to embrace, great to embrace for periods of time. We've got technologies, we've got, all this information we can connect with, we've got all these things, and yet they aren't the main things. These are things of the matrix. We may interact with them. Even Neo interacts with some of that when they want to teach him kung fu and stuff. They download it through technology into his consciousness, and so you would know all this different kung fu, martial arts, etc., fighting techniques. So you have to choose that, and then you have the dojo, right? And that's where Morpheus is able to, right, with the fighting. Okay, he's able to be stronger than Neo. He's able to seem like he's faster than Neo, and Morpheus has to start asking him questions when he asks him, "Why do you think I'm beating you?" He's like, "Oh well, I guess you're faster and stronger," and things like that, right? And he's like, "What? Do you think the air you're breathing is real? You think that's actually along those lines?" And then he starts to get it. He starts to tap into the unlimited versus this limiter in my consciousness. It's saying like I'm limited. I can only do so much. I can only move so fast. I'm only so strong. Then he taps into the unlimited, and then he's capable of anything. Then he's able to go at supersonic speeds with his punches and do these incredible flips and everything you saw in the movie, right? And it's the same thing for us. We're exactly the same. Once we crack through the matrix, these limiters, literally, I know that some people will tell you that you can do anything, right? And then there's a new school coming in saying you can't do anything. If you're 60 years old and you're 4 foot and you're like hunched over and in a wheelchair at 60, like you're not going to be an NBA star or be a superstar. It's just impossible. Let's get real now. Okay, I've been hearing people say things like this. Hey, I've been kind of going along with it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, kind of how I am sometimes. Sometimes I confront things strongly. So what's the truth? Is everything possible? Or is only certain things possible based on genes and the environment conditions, the way the solar system's arranged, your numerology, astrology, what human design type you are, what Enneagram type you are, what gene code type you are, what, I know there's so many systems these days, right? Did you take this test? Did you take that test? What test? If you take all these tests, there's like, all these tests to take, and then you got to study it all to understand yourself. It's so, oh my God, there's so many ways you need to know yourself. And it's fun. It's interesting. It does awaken us. And perhaps until maybe it can be helpful, or it can be not helpful at all. It depends on how you want to look at it. So is it true that that person in that wheelchair is decrepit, even at 60, you're already decrepit, you're in a wheelchair, you can't move, you got, okay, your legs don't even work anymore, you got paralysis, you couldn't be an NBA superstar. It's just not going to happen. Not possible. Folks, the truth is everything's possible. Everything's possible, okay? Does that mean everything should be actuated that could be possible? No, that's ridiculous. That's insanity. There's no need for it. There's just no need to actuate this idea of actuating your full power and potential. Your full power and potential might be the guy in the wheelchair giving wisdom to others that think they're more capable and stronger, but and doing more important things. But maybe the guy in the wheelchair is kind of keeping the whole universe stable or something, right? I mean, how do we know? Maybe that, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that's literally true, but like, or could be literally true, but I'm just saying, like, what if that were true? In other words, how do we know what our role really is supposed to be in each moment? Are we supposed to just use our powers to make anything happen? Most of you don't fully believe in your powers, but what I'm telling you is everything is possible. And I could spend a lot of episodes talking about the various things. My stories aren't even as big as a lot of stories others might have out there, but I do have very powerful stories of examples of being able to manifest anything, just manifest anything. And it's not necessarily like, okay, I wanted to manifest having billions of dollars. Well, I'd be scared to manifest billions of dollars. I gotta admit that, because it would tie me deeper into the matrix, and for my perception of and within my purpose. Like, I'd be so caught up in dealing with the money, it would keep me at that level, that it would keep me from the focus on the deeper aspects of life. For me, that feels like it would be true at this point in stage in my path. It doesn't feel true. So I could have changed. Who knows? Anything could change. So it could just be a false belief. You could say whatnot, but that's where I'm at. That's why I believe, like, I wouldn't choose to even do that. And it wouldn't even, and I also understand it wouldn't be as meaningful as craving part of my mind, right? Thinks it would be. So I know it wouldn't be as important as my mind thinks it is. So I wouldn't choose that, but so many other things, you're told, like, no, yeah, this isn't, you're gonna, or just situation, you're told, oh, that's impossible. You can't see this change, whatever it is. And then just using the power of manifestation of magic, which I've taught others, to just change that right on the spot. We always have that ability. We have the ability to do things on the spot that are beyond our beliefs, beyond all beliefs. And that includes the guy getting out of that wheelchair and becoming an NBA superstar. Why? Because we can transcend what look like the physical limitations. We have the ability to do that at any time. At any time. Just simple, silly stuff. Okay, it's very silly stories, but like, just something, a couple of stories. Like, I can go from, I'm not interested in a weight room. I don't even want to work out, and I'm just messing around with the weights, but I'm getting myself through the workout, right? To deciding to go into that magical energy, and I haven't tested it to the nth degree, but feeling like I could lift any weight. Feeling like I could lift any weight. The weight becomes, I get in a state where the weights become relatively light, relatively nothing, increasingly nothing. The more connected I am to the magic, the less it's like. So this is why, I'd be able to do things. I remember playing tackle football without gear on and taking 300-pound men and moving them backwards like me. Back then I probably weighed maybe 170, maybe similar to now, but yeah, similar strength, similar, but taking, like a 170 pound, taking a 300-pound man and played football and moving him backwards on the football field. Well, that's not possible, right? I don't have the strength to do that. Well, I did, and I did it. I mean, and I could do it on command. I could do it as much as I wanted to, long as it interests me. I know people think that's an egotistical thing, but it's just the truth. It's the opposite of, if I could get into my ego about it, but it's just a truth. It's something that exists. It's a real thing. You could levitate, you could fly, you could do whatever you want. Do I say that everybody can utilize the power to do that? No, because you may not know how to utilize your vast abilities to do it, but you can learn how to do it. I've done it. Other people have done it. Have I flown? No, I haven't done some of those things, but can we turn rocks into food? But the devil tempted Jesus to do that. There's a reason why that was a temptation. Jesus could command anything into being. We can do that, but we're not going to, because we know, we have wisdom to know that that's not what this is about. That would be like, if not used incorrectly, it could be a way of keeping you in the matrix, deepening your connection with the matrix in terms of like staying stuck in it. So it's a tricky thing sometimes, right? If you think of it mentally, but so we can do anything. And so that's what Neo learns. Then there's the idea that he's the one, right? Well, we're all the one, right? So he goes to talk to the Oracle, and they have that whole fun conversation. She says she's got that sign in her kitchen, know thyself, right? And she says, no one can tell you you're the one. It's just, it's like when you're in love. Guess what? You're not the one, basically, is what happened, right? Because only he can decide that he's the one, right? Only he can let that happen for him. Then he becomes the one. What the movie doesn't talk about or point to, from what I remember in any of the movies, was that we all are Neo. We're all that. Like Morpheus could have been like Neo. The same thing. He could have been that transcendent being. Anybody could have been Neo. Anybody could have been Neo. Everybody has the potential and ability to become Neo. Is Neo maybe somehow in the divine order of that matrix, that program ordained to be that one? Yeah, but we could go to another program, just like we can switch out one video game for another. We have that ability. We have an ability to choose our experiences. Now, whether or not you want to or not, or if that's interesting to you, is another thing. We also had a Judas moment, right? With what's the guy's name again? It's on the tip of my tongue. The guy that gives the location of where Neo is or whatever, and the agents are going to track him down and get him and all that, right? So, what does he want? He wants to live in the matrix. He doesn't want to stay on this quest of full enlightenment, awakening, or whatever you want to think the movie's about. And he's like, no, put me in the matrix. I'm fine with that. Just make me a rich, famous guy. That'll work for me. Okay. So yeah, the matrix thought, okay, we got this thing. All right. And then he's gonna, and then miraculous things happen, without recounting the whole movie. Miraculous things happen where their plans are just foiled, right? And then when Neo awakens, and he's always getting killed by, Agent Smith down in the subway, right? He's beating him up. He just can't hang with Agent Smith. Seems just too fast, too strong. No one's ever beat an agent before. There he is. He's down on the railroad track. He's pinned down, and this Agent Smith is taunting him. He's telling him, your time is done here. Definitely going to miss some of the scenes of this movie because I don't have time to do the whole movie in depth, but he's got him down there, and the subway train's coming. It's going to run him over, and that's going to be the end of it. He says, "This is the end, Mr. Anderson." Or doesn't even call. You're not going to call him by the Neo name, right? That's another. So, yeah, Mr. Anderson, and then he remembers who he is, right? Right. Such a beautiful moment. And we have this opportunity every day, folks. Every day. I mean, this is so important. Every day you have the ability to say, no, my name is Neo, or whatever, no, I'm infinite. No, just no. Whatever's on your neck, whatever is saying you're about to be mincemeat. No, this thing is happening. This thing is happening in the world, whatever it is. Okay. Whatever it is. Got you pinned down. We're too powerful. We're too strong. We own this matrix. We own this world. You can't do anything. Oh, you're just Mr. Anderson. Oh, my name is Neo. I'm all power. I'm connected to all of it. Everything's available. And then he's able to transcend the limits. No matter how powerful the limiter energy is in the world that's pressing down on him, he's able to transcend it even when it looks impossible. So he's able to get out of that position, and this. And then even when they, later on when they're shooting bullets at him and stuff, that, as he was told earlier, Morpheus says, how do you put it? Let me see if I can bring up that line in my awareness again. So when Morpheus told him, well, when Neo asked, he says, "Are you saying that I could dodge bullets?" Basically, is what he said. So they're having a conversation, and then Morpheus says, "No, I'm saying that when you're ready, you won't need to." Now, that is such a powerful truth. This isn't just some movie. This is the truth. It cannot be overemphasized. Cannot be overemphasized. Unless you want to stay in the matrix, he keeps taking the blue pill, and it doesn't matter. But it's super important if you are really wanting to awaken, to know that nothing can touch you when you're ready. Question is, have you done training? Neo did training. He did training. He did do training. He did do things to awaken. Have you done the training? Are you ready? If you're not ready, then yeah, you might have to try to dodge the bullets or get lucky or hope bullets don't come your way or whatever, right? You're doing magic every day, by the way. We're all unconsciously using magic, and most people listening will be doing some conscious so-called magic. But are you at the level that you could be at, so that you can experience that and awaken others by your example? And are you willing to be ready? So sure enough, when he was ready, and he knew that this scene isn't supposed to be going like this, he was able to not just dodge the bullets, but to keep them even from coming into his field, to drop them and pick them out of the air, right? Whatever you want to experience, it's possible, it's available, it could be true. You just need to be ready, you need to be open, you need to be willing, and everything's possible. People could say it's Photoshop stuff, it's all fake, but look online, look at like some of the supernatural things that have been caught on tape that beings or humans have done. You'll find them. People Some of you could say, well, no, they've all been debunked. It's possible, right, that they're not real, but I believe at least some of them must be real. I just because I believe in the things I'm seeing. Look it up, like supernatural feats or something like that on YouTube. You'll see it. Those are the things that are possible, even if they were fake. Like those are the things that are possible. I can tell you. I give you all my stories, right? Yeah, all at once, but they're all available. They're possible. It's not some special beings. I'm not me or whatever, whoever the person. They're not special beings. They're they've made themselves ready, available to it, and therefore it's always there. It's not like you don't have the ability. It's a matter of awakening it. So yeah, and then the movie is, again, think of it in terms of awakening yourself and others, and then yeah, it comes with the goodies in the matrix of the outside goodies of money and uh, that kind of sense of that success that may bring wherever you want to do with your money, be able to provide for yourself, your family, things like that, right, in the matrix. But the more importantly, you feel the true nature of who you are in the process, truer, deeper nature of who you are. And that's what it's really about, the deeper liberation happening in the process. It's not about the money at the end of the day. It's just part of the game. And so it's a meaningful game, but it's still a game at the end of the day. Oh yeah, so then in the movie, the way it ends, right, is down that phone booth. He's calling into the matrix or something and saying, I don't know where this is going. I don't know how the story ends, basically, but I don't remember the exact words, but he's like, basically, hey, I'm awake and I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for whatever's next. And I'm going to tell other people about this. I'm going to wake people up. And that's the opportunity each and every one of us has, is to awaken in the matrix. Let other people know about it. Keep reminding them of it because they've already seen the movie. They've already know these things deep down inside. We need to keep awakening people. That's being a real spiritual rock star right there, right? There's so much more. So much more. I'm grateful to share with you today. I'm going to begin to wrap it up from there. So, but yeah, join me. The name may change in the future, but go to Rock Your Sacred Purpose Facebook group if you want to experience me using some of my magic to tune into people and channel and things like that. I talk about awakened sales at this point in time, things like that. Waking up and utilizing our ability to help other people through sales, so them hiring us to support them as light leaders, coaches, healers, etc. So I help you with those things through things I have to share about awakening in sales and doing channeling and tuning in and how to free yourself from your sense of limitations of this world as they impinge upon your vastness, or you're allowing that to happen. So anyway, so Rock Your Sacred Purpose group, and you could also check me out and reach out to me at yoursacredpurpose.com. There's an energy scan consultation thing there. There's meditate, make money thing there. And you've heard me talk. If you've listened here before, you know about those things. So those are very powerful things to help you. So you can start there if you want to journey further with me. There's so much more, and I'll be sharing much more. I'm getting ready to help more and more of you. It's coming. The answers are coming, as they said in the movie as well. The answers are coming when they're downloading everything into Neo. Okay. All right, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed everything today. Yeah. And it's time. It's just time, right? It's time. Take the red pill. All right. Okay. All right, everybody. So glad to share with you today. keep on tuning in, and we'll keep on rocking it here at Spirits for Rockstar podcast. Till next time.
For listening to Spirits for Rockstar podcast, stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.